Igor Smirnov, aka Remote Chess Academy, and I finally found some of his games. So he plays the French defense in this one. That's why I wanted to look at the computer analysis because, again, I'm learning the French defense. So, all right, French defense right here. This is called the advanced variation. And let's see what happens. Okay, everything's by the book, right? Look at this pawn chain. He's attacking this way. All right, let's see what happens now. So this is to prevent potential shenanigans this way, right? So everything's by the book already. Again, some potential developing moves maybe here. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of interesting things that this sets up for. So everything's by the book right now. And look at that. Controlling a lot of the board. By the way, Dmitry is now a grandmaster too. So I don't know if they were both grandmasters at the time they played this game. So break the center already. According to the computer, develop more. So, but Igor, aka Remote Chess Academy, decides to break the center. And so there is a diagonal here that's now opened. So this was the right move according to the computer. Because if he trades, notice this rook gets opened up. So, ooh, that is the right move. So now there's a double bishop going on, right? Double bishop. So according to the computer, slightly better to do that again. I think this is fine. And then, oh, interesting. Advance the pawn more. Take more space this way because as you can tell, this is the direction his pawn chain's going, right? This is giving me a lot of ideas as to how I can play my French defense better because I never know how to attack the queen side like what Igor's doing or Grandmaster Igor's doing now. So, interesting. So that was an attack on the bishop, which was hanging. So, according to the computer, he should have centralized it more. But if he centralizes it, I guess, let's see what happens. Okay, I see. So, I am curious why he wouldn't do this. Let's think about this for a second. Why wouldn't he do this if he does this? Take. I don't know. Let's see. So, what if he goes here? If he goes here, so that's an okay move, right? He would just retreat the bishop. Okay, I see. All right, I got it. Let's go back to the review. So they exchange. Now he develops his knight. So getting the queen off the back rank, right? According to the computer, this is slightly better. Start taking up space on the king side. So instead, so he starts reinforcing this knight. According to the computer, you want to start pressuring this backward pawn right now. There's 3 defenders. You get this here. That would be 2 attackers. So, anyways, so opponent Dmitry, potential attack here, especially if he gets the knight over here. So Igor, knowing that, puts his pawn up here to prevent this. Even better would have been to directly attack the queen. Interesting. But what if he goes here? Oh, then you open up your rook. Okay, I see. All right, not bad. Okay, all right. So, too many queen moves, I think. Oh, so this was a miss according to... Wow. So, obviously, we know he does that because you see there's a weak pawn here. So, yeah, just castle, exactly. But I would not have been brave enough to castle either because there's a lot of stuff pointed at me, man. But apparently, according to the computer, castling was the best move. So, Igor instead decides, well, this is supported now by 2. But that was actually bad. But actually, let's see what happens if... Oh, it doesn't give you what happened. Okay, whatever. So, wow, lots of queen moves, man. Lots of queen moves. So, according to the computer, Igor should have gotten his queen here. Okay. So notice there is a hole, right? These are permanent pawn holes. So this is a file developmentally and from a positional, that's the word I'm looking for, that you can attack. So whereas Igor also, this is his open file. So he's closing it down basically, right? He's closing it down. Now black is worse according to the computer. So again, computer really likes this move. Computer really likes that move. So now there's a little nice knight outpost here, but Igor finds an equally good outpost. So there's an exchange. Ooh, taking this way. So I guess he's not castling. He's not castled either yet. So now he goes. So that wasn't the right retreat. Should have gone here. Ooh, that would have been interesting. Ooh, okay. Getting complex, man. French defense games can end up very complex, right? And so attacking this backward pawn. So that was not the right move. Should have gone there to connect the rooks. Very interesting. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. So it's defending this backward pawn. So that wasn't the right move. What should have been the right? Whoa. Why? Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So as you can tell, it's a little locked down, right? It's a little bit too close for anyone to do anything. Look at this. They're sort of kind of just playing stalling moves a little bit, right? Kind of funny. So this is something that might happen in the French defense if you're not careful, right? It kind of becomes a little bit closed off. So that was interesting. So he should have just kept going there to protect that pawn. But he goes here, maybe to reposition to attack on this side. But now Igor does a great move right here. And so now he's getting attacked double. So apparently this was a brilliant move by Igor, sacrificing his rook because it opens things up. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so let's see if that's what happens. Basically. And then I guess they accept a draw. Because Igor's slightly ahead. Interesting. Here's the potential computer continuation. So I think what we can see from this game is very, very good positional understanding, right? And then there's certain lines of the French defense that I potentially got to take notes on. So look at everything in the beginnings. A book move. I guess the one lesson is maybe slightly develop a little first, right? Because now you have this. So he's got 1, 2. Because again, this bishop is preventing the queen from. And then if you get your queen here. So yeah, these are just little things that I could probably take some notes on how Igor played this. But yeah, guys, this was the first game. Let's go and watch a second game. So now we have Igor again playing the French defense. This is very interesting. So a lot of times when this happens, I kind of switch to Sicilian. So Igor is basically going to teach me how to play this and still play the French. So he basically advances this pawn. Oh, I've never played this variation before. But so French defense. Ooh, this is a gambit. Something I'm not used to. Is this kind of like a wing gambit? What is this, guys? You guys let me know what this is. Wow, look at this. So, according to the computer, you pin rook, basically. You pin, sorry, the pawn, because, or else the rook's going to get taken. So that would have been a better move. Interesting. So, I mean, he recaptures the bishop. He's still ahead by a pawn. And then got to retreat the bishop. So, still got the pawn chain that we saw from the previous game of the advanced French defense. But now this is a backward pawn. So, according to the computer, should have developed here first. Okay. Okay, I mean, sequence don't matter too much. So this, very precise according to the computer. Oh, interesting. Wow. This is an interesting, I guess you could call this a prophylactic move. Let's say he decides to go here. Okay, what's going to happen? Oh, it's to prevent, that's what the prophylaxis is. It's to prevent this pawn from kicking this knight that's thoroughly planted. I got it. That was really cool, actually. So let's go back here. I'm going to take a note of this. This is actually a really good prophylactic move because it's to stop this. So I'm going to remember that. Prophylactic move basically means you're doing something in anticipation. So now I know. People at my level, we don't usually move our pawns in front of the castled king that early, right? So this would not be a candidate move we see from the opponent too often. But I guess in this case, it's too good a move. You kick that knight, and then look at how many attackers you have going this way. And then, so there's an exchange here. And according to the computer, that is not good. Oh, it's being protected by the queen. What should he have done? He should have challenged this isolated pawn. Okay, I got it. Because if he takes, right, you now have a pawn island here. Or I guess they're called hanging pawns. So, yeah, so it complicates the center. If you go there, look at this, and now it's a pass pawn. Okay, cool. But that's not what happens. Instead, that happens. So, let's see if this... Oh, Igor doesn't spot it, or Igor has another plan of his own. So that was a good one to now get rid of this weakness, right? Plug that weakness. So, very interesting. So the computer said... should have created, let's look at the follow-up here. Oh, I see. Basically, that pawn move would have been an exchange of pawns. I got it. So, if in some miracle, Remote Chess Academy sees this video, I'd love to hear what you were thinking this game. So, finally, there's an exchange of pawns. And then... Okay, anyways, we'll keep going. So this is when the computer starts seeing inaccuracies. So there's a knight on the rim move. I wonder... What do you think? Is he trying to come down this way, or is he trying to reposition to attack this way? I'm going to guess maybe he's trying to reposition, right? So, what could have been? Should have gone here. Should have exchanged. So your pawn would have been safe, I guess is what the computer's saying. Yeah, okay. Anyways. So, and this is to prevent him from coming down here. But again, I think he's probably trying to come back here. So, according to the... Again, the computer just really, really likes this exchange to protect that pawn. Whoa. Okay. So after this, he would have gained, and it would have been even. Very interesting. So, see, I was right. I was right. He was trying to reposition this way. See, I was right. I was right. Computer doesn't see it, but I see it because we're human. But he goes there instead. Okay, I see. So Igor tries to attack the queen side with this pawn move. And finally, there's that exchange that the computer really wanted earlier. And this actually helps add another defender to this pawn. But according to the computer, should have taken anyways. Whoa. This is the thing about the computer, right? Let's see. Okay, all right. So that was actually a really good move by Igor. So now we got 1, 2. So 2 attackers, 2 defenders. So now Igor takes. In fact, I think that's a free pawn. Yep, that's a free pawn. But now, finally, he gets both knights on this side. Look at all these pawn holes, right? So that was not the right move. What should Igor have done? Rook behind the passed pawn, right? That's what the computer said should have happened. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. All right. But instead, so that was a great move by Gregors. And because there's nothing defending this passed pawn anymore. So according to the computer, he should have defended it. But, so basically Igor, aka Remote Chess Academy, gives up this pawn. And then retreats the knight. Ooh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. They're coming down. According to the computer, this would have been even better. Line them up. Okay, anyways. Yeah, at this point, the computer thinks the opponent's winning. This is the thing about the French defense, man. It gets really stressful. Like, look at everything. And Igor's bishop is kind of a bad bishop. So, ooh, here it is. It's coming down. Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw too. So we have an exchange here. So that was a great move. So it's threatening a lot of stuff. Look at this. It's threatening a lot of stuff. Is it overextended though? That's the problem. Let's see. So according to the computer, just exchange queens. I guess because he's the one attacking, right? So if you take the queen away, you'll weaken his attack by a lot. That was a great move. That was a great move. So he decides to check. So that's a pretty forcing move because it forces him to move his king, giving him another tempo. Whoa. So a pin suggested by the computer. Igor instead moves his king. Let's see why. He probably saw this, right? This would have been a check. And so then it would have been take. And then take. Well, not quite. There's a pawn here. Oh, the pawn's pinned. The pawn's pinned. Oh, that's why. So he would have won out in that exchange. I get why. So Igor's basically unpinning the king. So the pawn, I guess the right expression is unpinning the pawn from the king. So see, that exchange did happen. But now he's got a pawn. And apparently this was a huge blunder. Oh no. Yeah, that hangs a rook. Oh, that was a huge blunder. I see. So, should have taken with that. Yep. Yeah, that's what I saw too. But I've done this in competition, guys. Sometimes you forget a sequence of events because things happen and then your mind just, I don't know. I know exactly what happened. Like, I've done this before in competition. Oh man. And wait, he's the winner? Wait, I thought Igor won this game. Upon looking it up, it looks like Igor resigned. Even though this knight here is protecting this rook, so it's not like you're exchanging rooks. So I don't know why Igor resigned. Igor, aka Remote Chess Academy, Grandmaster Smirnov, if you can explain why you resigned. What happened here? Did you just run out of time? Because, yeah, this hung his rook, man. And then, look at this. According to the computer, right? You're ahead. You have a rook, and he has a knight. And you got way more pawns. Look at this. Hopefully I can get a comment or something from Grandmaster Smirnov. I hope you like this analysis. Again, chess is a lifelong thing, and none of us are perfect. Even machines sometimes get it wrong. So what we can see from these games is, yes, there was a lot of stuff to learn, but sometimes they make mistakes. And even in the case of the second game where Grandmaster Smirnov was ahead, but actually he either resigned or he ran out of time or something. We've all done it. We've all done it where we were winning, but we thought we were losing, or even worse, in the case of white, we were winning and then we make one mistake and we blunder a position. It happens, man. And that's what makes chess so fun. It's so good for the mind, so good for your whole sense of don't give up / finding alternate ways around what you want to get to. I thank everyone for watching. A lot more to come.